Hello and welcome to TFTV. You're joining me, CX, and WARHURYEAH, along with Jon on the stream, to catch up with some ETF2L action. We're going to be watching Week 3, DotA against TLR on Badlands and Metalworks. We've got a few giveaways and we've got a lot of stuff to do. Currently we have a few other players on the server, but the Swedish team are running late, so we're just going to talk to you for a while. War, what do you think? Let's get straight into it. Straight into the coverage. What do you think is going to happen tonight?
I reckon some people are going to go to mid. I think some people are going to be falling back from mid onto second. And there might be a few pushes on last.
Okay, please save some of your excitement for the actual game itself, or kind of it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Let's talk about the competition we have. We have a competition, we have a giveaway. TT Esports have provided ETF2L with some mouse mats to give away for the season. So, yeah, so we're running a competition tonight. The competition starts basically now, once I announce what it is. The competition is going to be to guess how much damage Kyler for Fun will do on the second map, which will be Badlands. You only get one vote, one entry per person. The voting will close when the second map starts, so you have basically from now until then to start. I'm sure I've probably missed something quite important and I'll be getting a PM from Sunny Black soon.
But
as far as I can...
how do I enter this competition?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, to enter the competition, you will need to go to the ETF2L... I want to say news post, but it might be match page. I think it's the news post. Go to the news post. Post your answer. We just want a number. How much damage will Kyler for Fun do on the second map? This includes golden caps. This will be a total damage figure if it goes to a golden cap, or if it ends in 10 minutes or 5 hours. It's going to be Kyler's total damage according to the logs.
But Commander, what if I live in Uganda and you have to post a mouse mat to me? What are the terms and conditions?
As far as I'm aware, we can post it any. That's what ads told me.
Boy, that's super.
That's super. And if we don't have a winner, War is going to try and steal the mouse mat. So please, someone get it right.
I won a mouse mat last season, coming third. And you have to in Premiership.
League drop. So, I don't want to give it a go, War. I think you should start us off. What is this mouse mat called, War?
It's a good mouse mat, that's all I know.
Papyrus. Jon with the info. We were debating this for literally...
or the better grasp of languages.
Fortunately, me and War are both English and have no concept of any language that isn't our own. So...
I have a very, very small grasp on my own language, as you probably know from my blog.
Oh, you have a blog, War?
I do, actually, CommanderX. You can find my blog at... Let me just find it. I don't know how it goes. WARHURYEAH.wordpress.com for all of your demo needs. I do post hourly, like, damage updates as well. Like, with my latest damage from my recent log.
Yeah, I'm sure that's very interesting, and I'll be sure to check it out.
Gentleman Jon writes statistics,
just for you.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the game, since I'm pretty sure that's what we're here for, not to talk about your blog. So we're going to see Sweden. We're going to see DotA against TLR. We watched TLR in warm up, and they look pretty damn sloppy.
Bad.
In another word, yeah. I don't see much of DotA this season. The only real live action we've had from TLR has been the Invitational, where they did rubbish. DotA also did rubbish in this Invitational, and then have thus had a mixed bag so far in ETF2L. I think I've got the result.
I have the results.
You have the results to hand. Take it away.
Leave this to me. So, if we look at the previous history of both of the teams, DotA, the last game, these are PCWs versus Lego, 6-1 on Badlands, 4-3 on Metalworks. So taking the two maps from a fellow Premiership side who I think they won, they played against in an official as well, where they lost 2-1 on Granary and then won Gullywash 5-0. Another game versus AO Girl. They won Badlands 5-3, lost Gullywash 4-5. Recently head-to-head, TLR won their last game against each other, taking Metworks 4-2 and Gullywash 5-4. The previous game before that, with both of the teams, DotA won 6-4 on Badlands and 5-2 on Gullywash. So, using this math, one of these teams will win both maps.
Excellent stat work as well. I believe we're getting pretty close to all the gamers on the server. So let's talk about the game itself. War, if you had any money and wanted to put that money on an esports team to win this match, which team would get your money?
I would bet my money on Navi winning TI4.
Excellent. Say, let's bring a little bit more localized to the game we're about to cast. Who's going to win?
Probably made in Germany. No, I don't know, DotA, like, at the start of the season, I think quite a few people would put, like, DotA as the front runners for the season. However, they have very unfortunately picked up Notson on Soldier. So because of that, it hasn't been going on so well. I would probably say TLR, from looking at the PCW, if that didn't happen, I would put TLR to win. But because of the warm-up game that they had, where they struggled against 425, I don't know if 425 being late had any effect on it. But that's the excuse I always use. But I would say, in that case, TLR could probably win. Rising is a very good gamer. Gubbins is... I think maybe it relies on the DMing. Gubbins has got good DM, but he's not really sort of on the game as much as Hiss was. And Rib hasn't got the DM, but I think he's less likely to make a blundering mistake and get caught out as much.
Yeah, I think that's quite a weird matchup because I think Zebasai and Rib are going to be really strong as a combo, but I'm not really sure. Like, even though Walters and Beaven are quite big names, quite established players, I don't know how they're really going to work, if they're going to be able to pull it together on the flank. Like, they can be both prone to having like bad days, missing a lot of shots, making missteps, and Nutson's not really going to make up for that. I can't see him really. And with Kyler and Rake and Cowho on the other side, I think that's a lot more consistent, a lot more established, and they could really exploit that, particularly on these maps where, like on Metalworks particularly, the flank's quite wide and the flank fighting can be quite separate from the combo fighting.
Yeah, I think it's quite odd. I think Beaven and Walters are a very good scout duo, and I think if you had them on paper, they would probably be like the best. Like last season for Cause We Can, they had a bit of a mixed bag. They weren't really fantastic. I don't know if DotA is the team that will sort of get them motivated to win computer games, but hopefully so. I think they've gone live.
But we're going live. So if you're just joining us, welcome to Team Fortress TV. Myself, CommanderX, and we're going to be taking you through this week 3 official between DotA and TLR. It's going to be Metalworks on the first map, Badlands on the second map. We're going to the first Metalworks middle with the all Swedish DotA on red and TLR on blue. Gubbins is going to get there first. Oh yeah, Maryland crits. Gubbins gets there first, but Gubbins gets pressured out by a soldier. Knutson will go straight down. Meanwhile, the counter bomb comes in from Cowho. There's a lot of damage, but no frag. But he's really pinned the Swedes back here. And TLR have all the high ground right now.
Yeah, it seems like a very, 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 very standard mid. I think, oh wait, the crits has been popped. No game is taken down until Rib gets taken down. And at the moment, I think it's a bit of like a two-way, although Kyler is the only one left alive, but he has the ability to go relatively massive, but he hasn't.
Unfortunately, he decided to downgrade to a small size play, and TLR are going to get wiped on that middle. Really odd mid. Like, it looked like Swedes just pulling their socks up and just going back in here. Looks like TLR don't want to give it up though, but they've lost Rake and Cowho for not a whole lot there. Really odd decision by Cowho and Rake to go in there. I'm not sure what they were going off. Maybe they thought the players were weak, or they had more support closer to them, but really strange decision to go in there.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I think TLR had like a huge position advantage on the point, and I think they maybe got baited a bit by DotA. They were sort of hanging around on Valley, just sitting there, not really doing anything, and I think TLR got baited by the fact that they got crits and they were sort of in position and got smacked a bit.
Yeah, we see DotA moving in on the point right now. Stickies are blown, there's a bit of spam resistance but not a lot. Merlin's getting pretty close to that Uber, but there's a couple of weak players on both sides, and they're just edging away in that cap point. Soldier from behind, though, not going to be able to take down Rib. Rising's going to push through with the Uber, though. Rising gets 2 nice frags, but will be separated from his medic and go down. It's down to 4 against 3 in favour of the Swede, and they're just going to secure that point as Gubbins actually goes down on the flank to Nuts, and Beaven's going to get Merlin on the flank as well. The flank's working out well here. Kyler's going to get caught out in lobby. That's a wipe. Beaven's on last, and that's going to be the first cap to Sweden. What happened there on the flank war?
Outgamed. There's nothing really more to say. They just got outgamed. The flank just didn't exist, and I think they've had a switch with Calho on Roma from Rising on Roma, so I do expect their flank to be weak because they're not really playing in familiar positions. But see if it'll be worth like the trade-off.
Yeah, we see going to the second middle here. Gubbins here first. Soldier straight up on top of him. Gubbins taking a lot of damage. Gubbins is so weak. Gubbins will be pistol down. Early advantage for the Swedes here. And the Swedes are just going to slow it down. Playing quite defensive now, quite cagey. Don't want to give any position. Here come forward TLR. We only get Zebasai though, and now it's just for combo. Rising and Merlin have to run away. And it looks like Sweden want to give chase here. Merlin's taking a little bit of damage down to 60 health. I'm not sure if anyone's going to jump him. Is anyone flanking from the other side? They're all flanking from the other side. Rib went underneath. Rib's going to make Merlin crater. Should be able to pick up a soldier here. Rising's pretty weak and pretty tagged behind him. I know exactly where he is. But he's going to go for the play anyway. Gets 1 rocket on the medic. Oof. Can't land a 2nd rocket on the medic. That stays alive on 98 points and has the full Uber to push the CP2 with.
I was, I'll wait for the fight to break up because they're pushing into 2nd. They're just going to try and sort of maybe try and get an early force or contest, but Break gets taken down. The flank again is incredibly weak as Calho just makes out on 80 HP. But again, on that mid, TLR had good position, but they just got baited forward and shut down again.
Yeah, we're going to see the Uber come in to last from that right-hand side. They did lose Walters on the entry frag, but Zebasai gets 1. We're going to try and hit that heavy now, but it looks like Rib's out of ammo. The fighting, really poor focus fire here from the Swedes, and TLR are just going to clean all of that up with a full wipe. Uber advantage pushing to last. Metalworks last is hard to push, but just a basic lack of focus fire going into that push.
Did they have Uber?
They had Uber, yeah. Uber advantage.
Did they Uber? Because I don't remember seeing anything useful being done with that.
They did Uber. I think Rib managed to fire all of his ammo for a big fat, I don't know, like 20 damage or something.
Sick, mate.
Rubbish.
That could, like, force a scout to maybe go, whoa.
That could almost gain a scout's attention. Almost. And Merlin, of course, survived that last defense, and they're going to go push underneath with this Uber advantage. 2 nuts on 40%. They do have Beaven on sniper here. Let's see if he can get the pick. Not sure quite where he's standing. He's scoping to where they are now, but they know about the sniper. Merlin's hugging the wall. He's going to jump around, being brave. They're getting the point for free here. Merlin doesn't want to use. That soldier's going to launch to his face, and Merlin's going to surf away. Merlin is safe, but there's no heals currently with TLR. Don't know if the Swedes are going to try and go off this. Walters will trade with Gubbin, which is a good trade.
Nuts is running crits as well, by the way.
Oh. Looks like they're going to want to come back in here. Going to have to put it on Rib cam, as Rib is 100% on that crits, and I think they want to be aggressive with it. Rib's standing in front of that lobby, waiting for combo to show themselves. You can almost see him. Crits is going to have to come in soon right now, unless they're just trying to force him and get back. Maybe they want to bait out the force before crits him back onto them.
Yeah, I think at the moment they're just going to wait for them to come through, see if they can call Merlin's bluff.
There it is.
Rib's going to shoot nothing. I don't even think he's going to get a force out of this. And there we go, they just counterpopped.
Yeah. We're going to use Viva aggressively, try and jump in here. Walters should be caught out on the point. Rake will take him down. They only get 1 frag though. And of course that crits advantage means 2 nuts will have it first. There's a soldier behind coming in now. Knutson can't get anything. Scout's going to rush in, going to finish with weak Gubbins. And 2 nuts is actually walking back into the point. Beaven takes 2. Big plays from Beaven. Soldier onto Zebasai face. Will pick up his medic. Zebasai will win the duel eventually, but at the cost of his medic. Going to keep trying to fight for point. But it's just going to be Walters alive in this last defense. Knutson's going to spawn now. Scout's coming in already. Walters is taking the scout one-on-one, but he's going to run away on 1 HP as the soldier backup comes in. Knutson's in now as well, trying to finish off the scout. 2 nuts might have, not 2 nuts, sorry, they might have overextended here. Yeah, Merlin and Kyler just overextended a lot there. 2 nuts will go down as well thanks to Calho, but really messy play from both teams there.
Zebosai using the pause after round tactic and not actually losing the round there. Obviously put TLR in a full sense of security, thinking, oh, he said that, we've got it. But unfortunately, they didn't lose, so now they have to wait for the pause, because Zebo's got 240 ping. I think they might just play it out for the time being.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
they
think,
are a round up.
Last pushes seem to be quite troublesome for both teams if they haven't got a wipe, because they both seem to lack the focus fire when going in. They're not really picking off the targets together. They just seem to be going after completely different players and just
it seems to be that kind of age-old problem of we have zero advantage, we'll just go in and win.
Like, guys, we're here, we're last, we've rebooted. Like, what next? We've done everything. Where's the rounding?
Why have we not won yet?
The point! Again?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to come in through left-hand side this time, TLR. Long distance between them and that heavy. They're going to try and chase down the scout frag. Not sure if that's the best choice. And there's the cap time War was talking about. And they're just going to take the cap from underneath DotA's everything.
They did it that time.
Yeah.
They realised that capping the point is actually the thing that wins them the round.
It turns out you were quite correct.
Yeah.
Looks like they've not opted for a pause. Zebosai's ping seems to have stabilised somewhat.
The mind games.
The old fake pause strategy, TF2 classic right now as we go into the third middle. One round apiece, not a lot of damage. Gubbins is weak again as always. Gubbins goes down again early. Gubbins just completely vulnerable when on his middle. TLR, a second player down in the form of Rake as well. And that player's going to get caught out on Valley, and TLR are just going to have to run away right now.
Yeah, Gubbins needs to be taking a safer route to mid. He's going through the main door, which is quite exposed, but Kyler just goes huge again.
Yeah,
he's keeping TLR in this. Just carry play. But I think there's just going to be an Uber trade on second to delay the last.
Oh wow. They do get the pop, but Rising's dropped. That means Gubbins doesn't have to come into the fight, but there's not a lot they can do. And Zebosai wants to hunt. He knows he's got a little bit more Uber. He's going to try and catch the demo out, chasing down Gubbins, but he's not got enough support from his team. And the scout will help Gubbins finish that frag. But they have managed to force him all the way back to last as Bevan and Cowho trade on the flank. And I think TLR want to push back off this on the numbers advantage. Walking through that main lobby door. Sweden are there to fight it though. Zebosai's going to pick up. Now it's Knutson actually picking off Rake. Rake really detached from his team there, and that's just going to force TLR to walk back to last.
Yeah, it seems a bit of a... I think it just seems last. They just, neither of these teams sort of really know what to do. Like, I don't blame him because it's Metalworks, and if I'm honest, it's not really a brilliant map. You can't really take it seriously because it's not like... If I'm honest, it isn't really a fantastic map. I don't know why it's even in the map pool still, if I'm very honest, but... Though someone goes for the force.
Yeah, I watched Knutson come in the left side and he got absolutely destroyed, but unfortunately, I mean, Zebosai was free to come in and get the force. That's 2 soldiers down. I'm pretty sure this is our strategy for pushing Metalworks last war.
They've obviously been watching my stream again.
I think they've stolen this one straight from the Superstars Only playbook, and now they're going to wrap around last. TLR have pushed out, but they've just gone with the Uber Scouts to last. They're going to kill the heavy. The Demo Man's back now. TLR have arrived back on last in time, and it's just 2 scouts. They've got them 3 so far. It's just poor old Gubbins standing here fighting everyone. What was that? I think it was a 5-man from the scout, 6-man.
It was an every-man.
But yeah, really sloppy from TLR. Like
it was 5.
It was 5. Yeah, really sloppy though. Like I don't really think you should ever allow 2 scouts and a medic with Uber charge to walk past your flank without noticing much.
Yeah, They pushed out really far with that. I don't know why, but they've obviously paid for it.
Yeah, we're going to go back on the middle. Gubbins sticking to the same route. Rake will go down instead, Val. Gubbins is okay, but there's still that early player down. Soldier Bomb's going to come in. There's really... Oh, wow, big shot from Cowho, I think it was. But no backup, really, from his team. But the soldiers from TLR did so much work there, it didn't matter that Gubbins was slow on the follow-up.
Well, actually, there's 2 scouts. I reckon both of them are going to go in. Both got 8 HP. I reckon they're going to just probably take out Gubbins first of all. And then move on to the medic, although it looked like Waters went for the medic instead of... well, goodness sake, Waters.
Yeah, Gubbins will get both frags, but they do take his medic down, and because of 2 nuts dying earlier on the mid, that is going to result in an Uber advantage. I don't know if he's gone crits.
Yeah.
No, it's normal. It's just regular. And TLI will cap off the middle point, but The Swedes are going to want to fight this as soon as they can. Walters is spawning now. Merlin's only just spawned. That means TLR have no buffs on mid right now. It should be pretty comfortable for the Swedes to get in, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming through the low ground. Zebasai initiating, getting on the high ground. They're just taking their time. Don't want to get caught out by anything. And TLR are just going to give this up for basically free, I think. There's a back cap, but they're in no position to block, so I'm just going to force his way out. Demoman's coming as well. I think the back cap is killed, but the Swedes clean up all the frag. That was an awfully late time back cap from TLR there.
Yeah, the TLR also, they seem to be doing some very, very erratic plays when they've got all the time in the world. Like, well, they're about to have both the scouts died, so they had one back cap going which wasn't really going to succeed, but they all went balls deep to try and sort of get it going. Even when they were pushing out for last, they were trying to rush out onto second, which cost them the round. But they've got loads of time in the world, but they just seem to be really, really rushed on trying to get a lead. And I think if they keep on playing like this, the game's going to end quite well in DotA's favour.
Yeah, we see the Uber coming into last. Zebasai taking Walters in there with him. They've not found a frag yet, but they forced everyone to that left-hand side. Soldiers coming in now. They really need the demo spam. They're going to get quite a few frags, and the Scout's going to start the cap on the point. Going to come down to the DM fight, and there's going to be Stickies going on the point. There's still a soldier trying to hit the medic on point. Now the medic's dancing around. Beaven's pistoling people. Beaven might actually clean this up. It looked like TLR held it there for a second, but they just weren't able to finish the frags on the medic and Beaven.
Yeah, I think Callo's rockets on the last point were pretty
questionable.
Yeah, questionable. Could be more accurate. You know, sort of like, come see me after school and we'll have a proper discussion about it. But
we'll link them to your blog.
Yeah.
As we Gubbins again taking a big first sticky on this middle now. The Swedes have started to get quite a big lead. The TLR needs to do something to get back in here, but right now they're just pinned back in. Sweden, no frags apiece. Knutz is actually going to get caught out, but Rising's only traded. TLR trying to force their way out right now, but it's really difficult. They do have Rake behind, though. They could really sandwich them here if they wanted to go for it, but instead they're just letting Rake continue his one-on-one, which he will eventually win. And Zebasai and 2nuts have just left Frey. Though Zebasai looks like he wants to stay close to trade.
Yeah, they'll probably trade on second just so they can get an early force, but they don't really have many spawns like supporting them in the back. So it might not work out well.
Oh, they've popped early as well. Yeah. Zebasai's now got no ammo, and there's a scout behind him. He's not forced. This is a car crash of a push from Zebasai. 2nuts might be able to get out, but Zebasai's going to go down for sure. He's just jumping to try and delay. That's actually Knutson trying to delay as well. But that was absolutely horrible to watch. It's really cringeworthy.
The only good thing is that Beaven gets obviously Merlin, but if that never happened, is that TLR didn't really go forward with that Uber. So if they hadn't got Merlin, like, they could have been in really big trouble. But as they have, because Beaven.
They're actually probing into last hit. Carla goes down early, but they send the soldier bomb in. Follow-up soldier bomb as well, but Walter's going to mow down everyone. Gubbins was just providing support from a distance and will be able to leave. But Merlin's getting picked up from Rake, but there's a big advantage for the Swedes in terms of numbers and Uber.
I think they just wanted to help Walters with his stats at the end of the game. Just literally jumped into the heavy.
Well, in that case, it's goal well and truly achieved for TLR. Yep, for Luba, they're going to take it lower. Looks like they want to walk to this valley side. Kyler's got the call in on them. The spam's coming in. They're just trying to back it up here. They don't seem to want to force anyone to sacrifice just yet. They want to try and spam the Uber out of 2nuts. But 2nuts is just going to... Actually, he's going to pop now as Zebasai walks over Sticky. Zebasai's going to get launched forward, but he's not got much Uber support. Knutz going to try and jump in. And the Swede's actually going to get caught overextending, trying to do things with his Uber. Soldier bomb onto Merlin now. Merlin's really weak. Players are coming in. Merlin's so weak. Surely Merlin's going to go down. No, Merlin will survive on 20 HP. Nearly got that Uber. Only Walter's left alive right now. And he's got 2 scouts and a soldier on him. And the Swedes just tried to do way too much with that Uber.
Yeah, I think that they were just doing what TLR was doing earlier, which is, like, we've Ubered. And I don't think they're putting too much focus on the fact that they have Ubered. Like, oh, guys, we have Ubered now, we must kill, like, all of them, or this is ruined. But it's not... They can easily just try and get picks off it. They still had a big Uber advantage, but I think they're just trying to do too much with the very little that they had.
Yeah. Beaven back on Sniper. That's Rising going to be down. And Merlin, of course, has that Uber advantage thanks to his pretty sick dodging at the end of that. Oh, wow. Beaven's turned it on right now. Someone call Buffalo Bill. As...
that shot was impossible. There's no way he would have made that.
Back-to-back impossible shots here from Bevan right now as they're going to use Nat to try and get the force out. Rake's going to die as well. TLR just bleeding everybody right now. Swedes are going to come in. They basically have Uber now as well. TLR aren't in much of a position to block it. They're just backing out lower, gifting this point to the Swedes. The Swedes want to continue. Zebasai going through the choke lobby. They're close as well. This Uber should be better from Zebasai. He's not forced him yet though. He's spent all these rockets. We'll get the force out now. He's separated from his medic though. Rib's going to go down. This is quite messy from the Swedes. They're getting caught out a lot. Knutson sky high in the air. Surely going to get finished off. The heals are on the floor, but they're just getting destroyed. Rake goes sniper. The old counter sniper. And now it's Sweden's turn to run away.
Yeah, I think Rake is now in this is a double mix mode, so we should hopefully be finding some extra frags on him.
As long as no one tells Rake this isn't a double mix, the shots will keep on coming.
Yeah.
As long as no one lets him know it's a pressurized situation.
As we saw earlier, they did do a last suspect at the start of the game, just so
to help convince him, you know, they pretended to pick teams so Rake would feel more like he's in a double mix, so he can hit his shots. As we're going to see, it looks like TLR on the offensive want to walk down this alleyway and begin it Knutson for free. We talked about him possibly being a weak link, and that's gifted the player advantage for TLR who want to push this underneath. They're hesitating a lot though, and Zebasai is able to force him with spam. He's going to airshot the soldier as well, and the soldier's been absolutely destroyed. Zebasai taking Rising to pocket school, and he's going to take his medic now as well. Merlin down. Zebasai still fighting, but Zebasai still got plenty of health, and Beaver's going to pull off another headshot. And now TLR are just going to have to try and salvage something from this. They do get the Beaver on the flank. They still have a sniper. Zebasai will take him down. There is Gubbins still alive. Gubbins is going to get caught out as well. Maybe not. Oh no, he surfed it straight into the other team. Why can't the scout hit him? As if Gubbins got 2 frags out of that. No, he just got 1 frag, sorry. Walter's got the frag. But yeah, really messy play from TLR.
Yeah, Rake realising that he's not in low prem anymore, so he couldn't hit his shots.
Yeah, the dust settles. We're gonna see DotA in the advantage. Good 40% right now. They've got pretty much all their players up. Knutson's gonna spawn right now, and they want to take this alley side. We saw TLR fail a push coming from underneath because they were spotted too early. Looks like Zebasai wants to go far left into the alleyway with this one. Zebasai's not had the best Uber so far. He's taken him quite a while to get into a position he wants and get his damage out. Still trying to walk in, get ground for free right now, and there's the pop. Zebasai's going to force a good multi this time. Much better Uber from Zebasai. He's trying to hit the scout as well. Not too much damage, but he has forced him into the corner. Knutson's going to arrive as the Uber fades. Good timing there. But TLR are going to pick up the frags. Rib's awfully weak as well, and we're just going to have to back this up. But with being on that alley side, they could get caught out.
Yeah, there was a bit of a... I don't know what TLR were doing when they were holding, but it was a really, really, really passive way of doing so. But Gubbins gets taken out on the flank by Waters. But I think TLR, for some reason, still trying to go in. I mean, they are 2 down on DotA, but it does seem a bit risky without some extra firepower.
I mean, it's worked out well so far. I think what made it work for TLR there is now that the DotA weren't in a position to really set up the hold. And we are going to see a soldier come in now. I really don't know what Knutson's doing. Looks like Zebasai's going to follow in off that. Zebasai nearly has Uber, but he's gone before Uber. Uber's going to be popped on Rib, but Merlin's not even going to be forced here, really. Zebasai's caught it for Uber, but Merlin's milked this the entire time. But Rising has no ammo. Rising has no ammo and has to go get ammo, so he's not going to get anything done with this Uber. Oh dear. Yeah, missed opportunity there for TLR down to some basic ammo management, and they're going to lose Merlin at the end of it. Rib's overextended quite far here. Rib should surely go down, but he's hitting some nice pipes to help him escape. And Zebasai and Walters have got his back. And now his players should surely be cleaned up. Yep, Rib with closing pipe on Rake. And Gubbins again. Gubbins seems to be the last man alive quite a lot. Is that just due to... Is that the rest of his team overextended, or is that Gubbins not being in the fight?
Gubbins seems to be taking a lot of damage at the start and is forced to go back. So because he's forced to be so far back, and the only time when he actually rejoins when he's got health is obviously at the end of the fight, once he's found enough sufficient health packs to fulfill his tummy. But he just seems to be taking too much damage too quickly at the start and just not helping out the rest of the team.
But DotA managed to force for Uber here on second, taking a lot of spam. Zebasai's going to try and chase it down, but he's swapping a shotgun so early with these Ubers. He never seems to have rockets loaded, and he just can't put out the damage we're used to seeing from Zebasai on pocket.
Yeah, I think it's just unfortunate because Gubbins was pretty weak and he missed about 3 shots. So there was maybe an opportunity for him to actually kill him if he aimed.
As you can see, Rising go down to a sticky trap. Rib's gonna take over the aiming duties now with the sticky trap. Kind of aiming duties. Something. But yeah, that's going to really open the door, and even though Merlin has Uber, so they should be able to hold last, they're going to be really vulnerable for the force here, but it doesn't seem like the Swedes are in a position to capitalise on it.
I think, again, Gubbins gets caught out so far forward. I did think it would come down to positioning between the Daremen, but I didn't think it would be this fast. But Gubbins just seems to be going in deep and literally forcing his players and his teammates to, like, save his life.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Knutson gets absolutely smashed.
Yep, every time Knutson goes in for a suicide on last, he's absolutely smashed. They don't force Merlin, but they did kill Rake, and this is going to force the push out of TLR, and there are only just under 8 minutes remaining. Zebaside's going to get a good pop-off here. Rising's going to get separated and is really weak. He's going to be picked up with his medic, but Zebaside's forced a lot of multis and a lot of difficult positioning, but I think he's going to get caught out. Yep. But now Rib has this door sticky. There's a soldier going from underneath. That's Cowho, but he's going to run into a scout. Beaven's going to win that one-on-one, and that's just going to put too many dents in this push from TLR.
Yeah, I think it's a bit. I don't really understand like what DotA were trying to do. I mean, obviously they were trying to get that force, but I don't know if Knutson actually realises he's not playing tribes anymore and that he can actually airstrafe to quite a large amount. But he literally just got smashed.
Yeah, it happened last time as well. Last time they got the force thanks to Zebasai, but Knutson just fucking
the Ubers from TLR seem to be quite strange. Like, players are being dragged into the Uber, forcing Merlin to multi-Uber, which you really don't want to, because obviously you lose like a substantial amount of Uber time, and it just seems to be working in DotA's favour whenever they do that.
Zebasai timed out. TLR are going to push.
This is it, guys. There's no way we can mess this up.
Sportsmanship 0 out of 10, as Cowho's going to go heavy and pick up 2 players on the flank. Ribs delayed him on the point, but they're so far out of position right now. 2Nuts is trapped on the floor. 2Nuts will go down. Rib's going to get chased down. Rake wants for scout as well. Rake's hungry for more. Unfortunately, he remembered it was an official and choked his shot. And Zebasai's back now, just in time to see his team have completely wiped and lost their hold on second.
TLR obviously going for the Can't Fit My Name Fair Play Award.
Yeah, Beaven's going to take out the heavy, and that's going to help them. Zebasai's picking up health packs. Beaven's going to take another one out. Wow. Beaven there just putting the Swedes on his back, and yeah, back in the hands of the Swedes now to go forward.
I think I thought the scouts might carry, but oh well, no. Ray does it. He does it. He gets him.
That's double mixing, as we see the Swedes get all over CP2 here. 1 player down a piece. The pop's going to come out from Merlin. 2Nuts does not have it, but it's on Gubbin, and Gubbins only seems to have pipes loaded. We're going to try and pick up the soldier on the flank and underneath it, but the Swedes are just waiting to pounce, and Merlin will go down. Merlin in no position to get out. Cowho would trade with Rip. There's a lot of trading going on, and there is a sniper from Rake once again, but he really needs to connect some shots to save this. But they're just going to pop. Zebasai's going to take the easy sniper frag. Nutson's going to help him finish Gubbins, and they're going to last already. Nutson's going deep. They've both gone deep and sold out their medic, but 2Nuts is going to pick up the arrow frag. 2Nuts still arrowing. He's coming with the Ubersaw. The scouts arrive and clean it up. That's 4-1 to the Swedes. There's currently 4 minutes left.
Rake managed to get the headshot on the player that was standing still, but unfortunately missed the headshot on every subsequent player that was moving left and right.
Left and right are some of the difficult strafes to
throw
counter.
People off. I think I even saw one of them jump, which obviously if he did hit that, he'd almost be hacking.
Almost hacking. Yep, as we go into another mid, TLR really needs something different. I haven't seen a lot of Gubbins. He's going to take a whole pile of damage again, down to 20 HP. Loads of the TLR players weak. They're going to keep trying to move forward, though. They need to force something to happen. They're going to get the medic frag. And Merlin and Rake have just committed to this, but Rake has 4 people to... Merlin's dodging's good, but I'm not sure if it's Niska. He's going to pull out the needles and try and aid with the damage. Merlin will go down. Rake gets 1. Rake's down to 26 HP against 3. He'll get finished as well. And I think we saw TLR just having to give it their all there. They're running out of time.
The only person that Rake killed, he didn't actually kill him, the world did.
Or sometimes you need a bit of help from the world of war.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need a little bit of support from old Mother Nature.
Yeah, just to sort of help clean up those frags for you. But I think, like, TLR again, like, the same with quite a few of the mids, I think it's been, like 3 out of 5, they've had such a really, really good advanced position. But then that's it, something just happens, and they all just die.
I think it's Gubbins. Gubbins never has the health to be able to fight, and if they had that demo man presence, you know, the follow up on all that damage from a forward work with other scouts and soldiers, you know, that sort of work that Hiss used to give them, then maybe we'd be seeing a different game right now, where they're not really getting that same support from Gubbins. Yeah,
Hiss would value his life a lot more, and would actually sort of be able to give his team that position by maintaining his health and staying alive, but Gubbins just isn't providing that load.
Meanwhile,
are now wrecking. Well, are now wrecking people.
The flank just decided to come in. Merlin will get the Ibra in time. Zebasai will force for trade. They've got a scout with them, but they're completely outnumbered right now. They've got one spawn arriving. There's no heals right though. Here comes the soldier. Soldier's going to get. Rajan gets bounced back when he tries to jump. They're going to slow it down. And TLR. They need. There we go. There we go. They're coming forward now. They're going to pick up one frag. Take a second. They lose Kyler, but it's not that big a deal. And they've got the Swedes split here. They have their demo and scout on the left-hand side of TLR and their combo on the right, and that's no heals on the flank. And they're just going to have to fall back right now. Maybe TLR can get a couple of rounds on the board, try and get the momentum going in for the second map. That's the best we can hope for.
As we know, neither Byte or Dr. Leon are on either of these teams, so that's going to be very impossible. And it's not Gullywash either.
This is definitely not Gullywash. I'm checking with our live on-the-ground news reporters, and I can confirm this is not Gullywash.
Share FPS so I can see what map it is. Metalworks.
Yep, it's Metalwork. It's confirmed. We're going to see the Ibra exchange and choke here. Again, they're just choosing to bash heads. Merlin's going to try and milk. Meanwhile, Zebasai is going to force for multi, countering out that milk really from Merlin. And now they're going to try and force their way through that door. But Sticky's above. The Stickies are blown prematurely by Rib. Scout's going to try and force his way in, but Kyler's going to go down. They're all going to go down. Absolute meat grinder there. Just for 2 of them are alive. And wow. So much fun and momentum I told them they were hoping to build.
I want John to go to the team comm so we can listen in on this difficult time.
1 minute 20 of depressing post-game analysis from TLR.
Go.
We can do it.
We have the pyro.
Don't go to pyros, yeah.
Oh! Change pyro.
Oh, our Mirin died. Not too heavy.
Pyro died.
I can change spawn, what the fuck? Oh, okay.
We are Broder now.
Broder?
Combo's right side of lobby.
They're pushing right side, I think. Yeah, right side. Right side.
Hey, Ben.
On them.
Oh, nice shot. Why didn't we do that from the start?
So, maybe Spirit's not quite as low as we predicted, War.
I don't know. I think that laughter was fake. I think quite a few of the words they were sharing were possibly like their own language they developed that actually were swearing, or they realised that they were listening in, and now they're all like dissing on me.
Now we're all back to bashing people. Yeah, we're going to see the timer finish up right now as we go to the end of NAP. Sweden, aka DotA, take it really convincingly, and TLR are going to have to pull something out of a bag on the second map. Maybe Badlands will be a better map for Gubbins, who have more... What's the word? Who have more experience, who'll be better positioning. Metalworks, I guess, if you're not that experienced on it, you are more likely to be caught out and catch a lot of spam.
I would like to take a moment for you, Commander, and the chat, before somebody... No, someone's already posted logs. How many kills do you think Beaven had?
I've not opened it yet, so I'm going to go
with
don't open 25.
51.
What?
Yes. He had 51 kills.
Is it bugged?
No.
Not in an offensive way to Beaven, but 51's a lot for anyone.
No.
not like, no way Beaven got that. I'm not Buffalo Billing him, but...
Although I am going to have to... Well, Permzilla is in
That
chat,
can't be right.
So, hold on, let me just type Permzilla. Zilla, please.
He did 6,500 damage, 220 damage a minute, and he got 51 frags.
Bevan. Shots possible. I think
he killed 20 soldiers. That's what, a soldier every minute and a half?
Yeah.
Wow. Yep. That's stats.
That is quite a large amount of soldiers.
Before we get too involved into the logs, I do want to remind everyone of our competition we're running to win a TT Esports Pyrrhus. It's a proper esports map, mate. It's good quality and it will be free.
Some Y's in it.
As do many words. But yeah, it's yours. You're allowed to enter from any region. The competition is how much damage will Kyler for Fun get in the second map? Post your answers on the news post on ETF2L.org. I will link it in the chat once again in case you can't be bothered to find it. The message is now in the chat if you want it. So go there, post your answer. In case there is a tie, in case someone tries to steal your answer, it will be the first answer wins. Stay tuned. We're going to do some interviews after the game. And meanwhile, Sunny Black will be sorting out who the winner is. And we'll announce the winner then. The competition does close once the second map starts. So if you do think you know how much damage Kyler's going to do it. You get a free mouse map. Oh my god. ETF2L keeps playing me adverts. I'm going to... Okay, it's gone. I'm okay now. So yeah. How much damage did Kyler do in the last map war?
Kyler did 5,583.
That's a very average amount of damage, which will make it really fun to predict.
This is when everybody gets around the 5,000 mark, and then Kyler somehow does about 15,000.
Yeah, I mean, Kyler...
Because they switch classes and he goes down, man, and he's been reading my blog.
Everyone's been reading your blog, War, and that's not a unique thing for him.
If you haven't read my blog, if you go to WARHURYEAH.wordpress.com, it's fun-filled learning with lots of learning it. And you can learn things like how to hit pipes and how to sit back on Badlands train and not do anything.
Maybe Beaven should start one about how to get 51 frags yet only do 6,500 damage.
Yeah.
That's truly a feat of some kind of engineering.
It is. I think like most of the time though, DotA do rely on these
Scout
two.
cleanup.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was Cause We Can last season who they played against TLR. This was like a game for us to finish third, and what we needed was Cause We Can, who were last, but Brego somehow got voted down on the season. They needed to beat them on both maps, so then we finished third, TCM, and we don't finish fourth, and they did, and it's because Walters went sniper for the entire game, got like 41 frags. I think 31 of those was from sniping. And it's just sort of, they seem to go huge when you need them, but I think we won't really sort of get a real test until they play Made in Germany.
A more established scout duo. I don't know, like, the only thing that really stands out for me most in these logs is you look at Walter's KD and Beaven's KD, even though their damage is about, what you'd expect from a scout, like decent, good damage, but their KDs are both huge. Like, obviously Beaven 51 for 17, Walter's 28 for 11. Like, if you swap to the KAD, the stat ads always goes on about, you see every single Sweden player with Walters and Beaven crowning them at the top.
I think when you play against them, I think it's Beaven more specifically, but they don't exist like on the map until you're sort of running away. They know the perfect opportunity when to go in. Zebo did something similar when he was playing for Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, how you would just expect scouts to cap and then suddenly be like Zebo would actually be in your last spawn killing all your players. And I think it's the exact same with Beaven and Walters. They literally don't normally exist on mid fights or any sort of team trading. They just pick them off when they're weak and go in.
Yeah, I mean, like, Rib does it specifically on mids, but also through a lot of it. Rib is happy to go forward and die, like, sacrifice his life as long as he gets the damage out.
Yeah.
Like, because he knows if he gets the damage out, he's going to get the follow-up. And Zebasai also is very much keen for that style. To go in, shoot his 4 rockets, shoot his 6 shotguns, do, like, like, maybe not even finish a player, but, do a pile of damage to all the players, get a load of splash damage off, and just rely on Beaven and Walters to pick up the heals and finish for kills.
I think also for TLR to actually do better at this game, they really need to start the Ubers. You'll probably notice quite a few situations on the last map when Zebo literally just forced a multi Uber out of anything. Like
a big multi, not just like one or two people.
He would literally just run away behind everyone with the Uber and just literally just shoot everybody. And Meriden would have literally no choice but to just multi everyone all the time. And it's just, yeah. It's such a big contrast and difference between like the teamwork and understanding of DotA when they Uber against TLRs. TLR just seem to be a little bit like, are we Ubered? Are we going to all commit to this, or are we just trading? Whereas DotA know, okay, we're going to trade this. Let's just go in with like Zebo and Two Nuts. And lo and behold, like Zebo just walks in, sees one soldier and the medic, just walks around the corner, and it's like the entire team of TLR just standing there.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, all right there.
Yeah, it's like you can argue it's simplistic, but it's really effective because everyone's, they are still quite a new team in terms of, even though they have like certain players have experience with each other, but it's quite simplistic. It's really easy to know what to do. Zebasai can give clear calls on what's going on, whereas TLR just seem to be all just kind of go in there with their own idea. And that's why when Zebasai comes in, they're all kind of hovering around in case they're needed, whereas Rib, Walters, Bevan all know they're not needed and just to wait. Like Knutson, even though he didn't have like the biggest game in terms of actual plays or whatever, like he's bombing when both Ubers faded. Knutson always arrived with a bomb, and put out damage. Like even if he's not like the star of the team, he's a bit of we see him getting caught out and stuff. But it's just for simple Uber exchanges like that they've got like down to a T how they want to play them. Yeah. Everyone understands their job, everyone understands their role, and that's why on, say, a map like Metalworks, where team players don't have as much experience individually, it works really well when you just saw them dominate the entire game.
I do think because they've switched over, Zebo and Knutson at the start, it was Knutson on roaming, Zebo on pocket.
Yeah,
and then they switched. And then now they switched back, which is probably a better thing, because Knutson's aim just isn't on par. I do keep on crapping on him, but he wasn't that brilliant in QN. I think the last time he played with QN was also when they had no... I don't